Family, school is in session.
And teachers are talking. Join us
as we love to entertain, enlighten, and inform you of the exciting things
that make teachers talk.
Let's have a conversation
about teaching practices and loving those pumpkins.
That sounds good. We can talk about anything.
And don't forget,
we encourage you to listen
when a teacher talks.
That's right. We encourage you to listen when a teacher talks. Family, school is in session. We want to thank the Bermuda Union of Teachers, founded in 1919 by Reverend Rufus Stovall, Miss Ardell Tucker, Miss Edith Crawford, and Miss Matilda Crawford.
For sponsoring this hour in which we love to entertain, enlighten, and inform you of all the things that make teachers talk.
That's right. You know where to find us. Facebook Live, Teacher Talk page, every Tuesday and Thursday at 5:30 p.m. Family, school is in session.
And teachers are talking.
That's right. Teachers are still talking virtually. I don't know if it makes a difference, but we are still talking virtually. That's right. Just in a different arena. In a different arena. We are definitely still here. So, Michelle, it is another week. Another week has arrived. Another week has arrived. Just shout out to all the class of 2020. We see the 2020 graduates of CedarBridge Academy, the dual enrollment I'm talking about. Graduates, we want to give a shout out to them. Also to the Barclay Institute. They put out their list today, so it's exciting to see former students on there at both institutions, graduating from the Bermuda College with their associate's degree, and some had a certification, and they will be graduating with their high school diploma. So I believe it's an awesome thing that our young people at this age, this point, can be 2 years ahead of the rest.
Well, it's all about choices. So they chose to do it, and that's the path that they wanted to do. So yeah, so congratulations to them.
That's right. Now, did you teach any of those wonderful students?
Yes, Atia and Kari.
Awesome. Yes, because we had
this year anyway.
CedarBridge Academy's page. They had.
I taught those two actually in Clearwater.
Yes, and me, I did also, and it was awesome. It was awesome. It's such a change that is going on with our young people, and this time specifically. So it is something we've taught the children to adjust to situations. They've adjusted to the situation real quickly, just like teachers. We were thrown into the virtual classroom. They too were thrown into a virtual classroom, and they have been successful. So I'm sharing my page. Let me look, see if there's anything else on here that I don't want to share it out into the atmosphere. But right here, congratulations, CedarBridge Academy. We are proud of you. To our students, Kelly Trott.
I taught Miguel as well.
Oh, okay.
Keep going. I cut you off. Go ahead.
No problem. Kelly Trott, Atia Fakon, Kari Richards, Julian Roser, Miguel, you said? Miguel Postlewhite?
Oh, actually, I taught, is Julian, what?
Julian Roser?
Was he at Clearwater?
No. Julian could have been, but I'm not sure. He must have been a good student.
This is all CedarBridge?
This is CedarBridge. I will pull up Barclay in.
Okay, so I taught three of their students.
3 of their students?
Yeah, I did, yeah.
Nice. And it's exciting, looking at the opportunity that our young people have, as I mentioned, doing 2 years of post-high school while they are in high school. So that is some adjusting that I believe has to take place. And I think this right here is an example of where we can go in the Bermuda
Right.
public school system. COVID wasn't the first to start this, doing things a little different. There
Well, I
were,
want to share this before you go on, Dean. I want to
Mhm.
share this about Atia and Kayri. They were actually in my IGCSE class at middle school at Clearwater.
Awesome, awesome. We had a conversation with someone today talking about, we looked at this and we saw high school students graduating, will be graduating, as I mentioned earlier, with an associate's degree or a certification from college. Also looking forward to the day, there are many middle school students who left middle school with an IGCSE. So it's like,
Yeah.
it's a challenge that we regularly put out there for ourselves as educators, and that we can prepare our young people for um, senior school, and we can prepare them better if they leave our institution in the middle school setting with one or three of the IGCSEs, because we know the requirement is 3 IGCSEs to graduate. English,
Right.
math, and science. And those options are available for them in the middle school. So congratulations to CedarBridge Academy. They want to take the opportunity to celebrate the 2020 dual enrollment student graduates. Today, they received their degrees from Bermuda College. We want to give them a shout out. We had Atia on here earlier, so we would just want to give a shout out to all the graduates of from CedarBridge Academy in the dual enrollment program. That's right. And Michelle, I'm a Berkeleyite also, or from I graduated from the Berkeley Institute many moons ago. Many moons ago. But let's stay with CedarBridge for a little bit. There was something else that I saw that
You haven't even paused one bit too, so I can say where I graduated from.
Oh, full stop. I was just excited. I'm just excited. When I'm excited and relaxed. Actually, both instances, right? I just continue going on. Where'd you graduated from, Michelle?
The Berkeley Institute as well.
I'm Goldhouse.
Greenhouse.
Look at that. Recipe K.
Keep the end in.
Keep the end in view. Look at that.
There you
Look
go.
at that. But with the CedarBridge Academy, the class of 2022.
Hi, class of 2020, Mrs. Edwards Adams here. Graduation is a time for celebration with family, friends, and loved ones. I know this pandemic may have so many of you feeling like you've been robbed of this opportunity. However, we at the S2 level wanted to let you know that we still love you, we care about you, and we are still connected as a CBA family. I trust that you will enjoy this tribute prepared by myself and the students, and that you will hold it dearly as you move into your future endeavors. We are looking forward to the exciting things that so many of you are going to be offering. I want to take this opportunity to shout out Jabri, Cassandra, Jakia, Diori, Tamia, and so many of the other students who I would have taught in this year level. I was truly looking forward to celebrating with you and cheering you on. However, class of 2020, from the class of 2022, cheers to you. Take it away, guys.
Half of Ms. Fox's S2 advisory, we'd like to send a huge congratulations to the graduating class of 2020. Stay positive and remain focused. You are the ones that have made it. You have come so far during this pandemic, so don't give up now and continue to strive for greatness. This is only the beginning. It is up to you to make tomorrow better than today. And always remember, you are brilliant, outstanding, and excellent.
I am Siobhan. On behalf of Mr. Glasgow's advisory, which is the best advisory, and class 2022, we would like to wish you class of 2020 a future of success. We know that these are difficult times, however, you all are a beacon of hope. Good to go and don't live dangerously.
Congratulations, class of 2020. 12 years of schooling has led you all to this moment. On behalf of my advisor and I, we wish you all the best of luck for your future endeavors, and we applaud your dedication and devotion. For those of you who will be moving on to college, we have no doubt that you'll be just as successful as you were at CedarBridge. And for those of you who are not going to college, we wish you all the best of luck in your future.
Tang. My name is Julia, and I'm a part of Mr. Burrows' advisory group. Personally, I just want to thank the S4s for helping me and encouraging me along my S2 journey. And for my advisory group, we want to let you guys know to be satisfied on how far you've come and also have confidence and belief in how far you will go. Thank you.
Be who you are, do what you love, go where your heart leads you.
Go confidently in the direction of your dreams. Live the life you have imagined.
I hope your dreams take you to the corners of your smiles, to the heights of your hopes, to the windows of your opportunities, and to the most special places your heart has ever known.
Do not follow the path may lead. Go instead where there is no path and leave a trail.
Your life is your story, and the adventure ahead of you is the journey to fulfill your own purpose and potential.
When you can meet it tomorrow morning, they're yelling where you going to.
Your mic's on mute.
Got you. I hear you, I think.
Not. Got you. Hey, Mal.
Hey, Michelle.
Oh, hi,
Dean.
Mal.
How are you?
I forgot I was all muted. But no, we were just giving a shout out to the class of 2020 from CedarBridge Academy, the dual enrollment students. They received their certificates today. I saw it on Facebook earlier when I was on. Also, you know, I am a Berkeleyite. I graduated in 1980, officially in 1982, but I should have in 1981. But no one acts. I still say class of 1981. When I think about it, I'm like, wow, that is like many moons ago.
You get used to the club.
Right, class of, that was such a long time ago. Class of 20 something, right?
Yeah, class of
class of 1981. But also there were students from the Berkeley Institute that also received their degrees today. And
nice.
You know, the Berkeley Institute wants to congratulate the dual enrollment students from Bermuda College. And they are, let's see who they are. Zanae Wade, most outstanding.
Wow, that's a big one.
Jakari Renfro. Now Jakari went
I told him.
Clearwater Middle
I
School.
told Jakari. Are you listening to me?
And I just love that the schools
hear
are
you.
doing this.
Thank you, Mal, because Dean doesn't seem to be listening to me.
What's that?
I said I taught Jakari.
Awesome, yes. He was definitely in one of your, was he in your IGCSE math class? I know Jakari did a lot with the ROV program, Remote Operating Vehicle Program.
Yeah, he was very good at it. He was very good.
Jaden Farbert Jacobs.
Associate of Arts, distinction. Wow.
Associate of Arts. This is just exciting just to see the young people getting to this point, their milestone in their life. Lakesia Birch. Culinary arts. You got to say that slowly.
Yep, that's a good one, boy.
Ryan Otterbridge. I was so proud.
I taught Ryan.
Yes, taught Ryan there.
Yes.
Surrounded by Berkeleyites.
Surrounded.
He was so tiny.
Is it Anaje?
Anaje?
No, it's right.
I will pronounce it Anaje.
Anaje, okay, Anaje. Look at that. I remember the days of wearing all those pins on your blazer. It was after the year after I graduated. I worked there as a custodian's helper, and I found some in the desk and I put them on my blazer. That was the only time I could have those pins on my blazer, and I took a picture. Christopher Jackson. Associate of Arts with Merit, the Berkeley Institute. Kevin Songa.
Yes, I told Kevin.
Yes, Kevin was down there.
I haven't seen Kevin, I swear, in 4 years.
Me either. As soon as he left, I didn't see him anymore, but we see him now. Congratulations, Kevin. Asia Wellman. These are just awesome, awesome things. I know the parents are most proud of these young people. Samaria Painter. Most outstanding accounting and finance graduate. Congratulations. That's in my field, business administration. Awesome. Liano Ming. Another most outstanding computer and programming graduate. Awesome. Congratulations. All young people are just, and they also are balancing senior high and also dual enrollment at Bermuda College. Congratulations. Resby K. Finam.
Congratulations.
Keep the end in view.
That's right. Keep that end in view. Awesome. So Melanie,
yes,
welcome back.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, we had you here last week. I asked you about that tree behind you.
Yep.
No, it's not actually a bush. It's a fern.
It's a fern.
Oh,
it's a fern.
And there's a nice ferns. You can just cut them up, put them in the flower arrangement and all of that.
They have a really unusual pattern. You would like it. It's got like polka dots on it. Very nice.
Yes, yes. I like it because it's unique.
Yep.
I don't like those regular things and all that stuff. Awesome, awesome. So we were here last week, Mal. We had a conversation with you. You've had another week of excitement up there in the bridge.
At the bridge, unofficially.
Right. We just
virtually the bridge, yes.
Say that again. Say that again. Virtual bridge, right? Virtually. And you know, even when we look at virtual settings, just give you a sneak preview, we'll still talk to you, but there are ways within the virtual setting that we have to either do things differently or we have to do things the same. So there are a lot of things. So looking at social connections on the remote learning stage, you know, I thoroughly enjoy seeing Michelle through this arena. It's not like seeing in person, but it's still exciting because, you know, I've jumped in head first with this social media thing. Not social media, but whatever this is, I've jumped in head first and I enjoy it. It's like, I feel like you're there. I enjoy the moments. So we're just looking at ways that we can encourage teachers, encourage schools, encourage young people to continue that social aspect on this platform, on the virtual platform, on the remote platform, over the Zoom. I know everyone is zoomed out. That's the new 4-letter word.
Well, we must be a 5-letter word. Meets. Google Meets.
Right. So you'll have your meet going on.
Yep.
Yeah, we have our Google platform going on.
Yes, yes. I have to see how I can arrange.
So Mal, do you have S4s? I think I asked you that question already.
Yeah, my S4s, in fact, are writing an exam today because they had a conflict science. So they had one yesterday and one today. So they're quite busy this week. Definitely worrying about their results and stuff for their final assessment. So after technically the S4s are unofficially, I guess last week, right, Michelle? Would have been their last day.
Yeah, today. My S4s, they did their math exam Tuesday.
Right.
So that means prom and all of that would have been going on tonight.
Probably would have been. It would have, just
weekend.
Yes, probably so. Because it's normally around.
No, really? Last year, when was it? It was in June.
Our prom was actually it was like the week before exams, I think, or the week before graduation. So it must have been June, yes.
June. It was June.
Yeah, because we hadn't started rehearsal. You know, it was the week before graduation. Yes.
Yeah.
It was the week before graduation.
And those were the times. I've seen many a prom at CedarBridge Academy. I was going to look for some pictures, but I said, no, let me not do that. That'll probably bring back some, craziness and stuff. Emotions, too many emotions.
I really feel, I mean, although they've come around to the idea, but like Michelle and I were talking last week when you had to disappear for a minute, it's still very hard because they were really looking forward, your 4 years, and that's the epitome of what your senior year is all about, the prom and the graduation, and I still think, I don't know, I've seen some creative proms online as far as what some schools are doing, and it's really one family in fact had their own prom, father dressed up, everybody tuxedo and everything, so
Awesome.
it was really different. But I don't know, and I've heard of virtual prom, so we'll see who knows.
Yes,
We'll
and
see.
that's a good thing. We had Laval Bassett on Tuesday,
Okay.
Mal,
Right.
and we talked about different things relating to preparing our young people for the work world, and looking at project-based learning, looking at different opportunities. How are we going to now support them in setting themselves apart from the rest? Volunteer came up. I know you do a lot of volunteering. You went to different countries, I should say outside of Bermuda. I don't want to call the name and be wrong.
Right.
And you do that on a regular basis. What do you get? Tell us about your volunteering, and what do you get out of that? You took some students also from CedarBridge.
Well, the CedarBridge program participation has varied. Sometimes it's independent. Sometimes it's CedarBridge students that are linked also with the rugby program, Beyond Rugby. Sometimes they are also linked in with the center. Or like I said, sometimes they just hear the advertisement for the trips and they just turn up to the meeting, and it's more of an independent entry. But ultimately, the outcome is the same. So it's very enlightening I sometimes have gone on different expeditions and stuff by myself with adults, but to see these trips about Habitat for Humanity, and the whole point of the Bermuda process, I guess you could say, is that really the focus was to be more teenage based, so that our students could actually private school, public school, home school, anybody that wanted to go, or even students that are ex-students that are working, and the focus was that they wanted them to reach out and see what the outside world really, it's not all about 52 square miles approximately, and that they have more that they have to be appreciative of, and that they do have it inside them to give. And I think within these trips, you actually see that develop, and it's really something to see, especially those that are coming from a place of materialistic support, if you want to say. They have everything, anything they need, and you go to a country where just the idea that you have one pair of shoes for a year, that is something for them to really, or they walk 3 miles, 4 miles, children 5 and 6 years old, to get buckets of water and carry it on their head. It's really, they have a hut and they have no floor, so really for them to see all these kinds of things. By the time you come back about 2.5 weeks later, it's like a different, parents don't even, after a period of time, the parents don't even recognize their own students, their own children sometimes, because of the way that their whole behavior has altered. The attitudes have changed. They're more giving as far as like donating stuff, donating time. And it's really something to see when you see the outcome. And Mr. David Thompson, who's the island coordinator, really has, for the last 17 years, I believe, has really done an outstanding job. We couldn't even think of how many young people he's put through the program. Adults do go because you do need that extra support. And, we have, sometimes it's teachers, sometimes it's nurses, sometimes it's just retired people, sometimes it's just people that just hear about it, that work for an exam company, and they just want to go. So it's really a diverse group. There's no set age, we've had people that have gone there are like almost, I would say 80 years old. And you've had people that are 15, 16, and in the event of the youngest, sometimes a parent may have to go because of just the rules of, technically you should be about 16. But if someone has a sibling that's going, and maybe a parent says, well, I really would like my younger child to go at that point. If the child's around 15, then, they have to, either a parent, a father, a mother, or an adult has to go in conjunction with them. So it's really a program. Unfortunately, this is the first time in 17 years that it's actually been canceled. And that directive came down about maybe, I guess about 5 weeks ago, maybe 6 weeks ago. And unfortunately, it was actually going to the location of where they have the, I would say, the next epicenter. They were going to Brazil. So at the moment, Brazil, they would have, Brazil is not the best place to be right now because it still hasn't hit its peak as far as the COVID-19 is concerned. And but don't think I was going this year because I had plans that I would, had on my agenda for the summer for once. But yeah, the kids were, the ones that were going were really excited about going, and Brazil is just that type of exotic place you hear about that, it's just on everybody's wish list. So I guess maybe they look at Brazil as possibly for 2021. I'm not quite sure, but I'm sure it'll be at the top depending on what the outcome is with the medical conditions in Brazil at that time. I think next year might be Brazil again, or it could be another location of Mr. Thompson's choice. But like I said, it's definitely something that I find our kids are really excited about. Things like Habitat or Raleigh International is another excellent program in Bermuda. And they do a lot because their journey goes, 10 weeks, I believe. And some leave the day of graduation, some leave the day after, sometimes they've left before. So that's another program that's Rise, and they've done an excellent job with the young people and their support. Yep.
Awesome. And I know you have a lot of pictures on your Facebook page. I was watching. You got me excited to even think about going. But thankfully, there are times when I just think, and I have a problem with taking the thought into action. So, I thought, but I still have a fear of going.
Well, you've been talking about it for a long time.
Yes.
And
outside
I was saying,
of New York and Florida, Atlanta.
well, you don't have to go. You don't have to travel 13 hours to get to a location. I mean, as long as you register with Habitat, you would like to go, you can go to New York and state. There's always Habitat groups building in all the East Coast. So you don't have to go outside of the US if you don't want to. Canada, there's always an option.
Because I'm a fan traveler. Florida, Atlanta, and New York. I stick with that.
Okay.
But, so back here in Bermuda though, tomorrow, is the official day for Bermuda Day.
Yes.
Looking at your Facebook page, you have, I was looking at some pictures.
Oh boy. Oh wow, yeah.
Us when we're at the bridge, the float. So in commemoration of that, remember, we had to do the parade that time. We decorated the horse and carriage.
Yep.
What year is that?
This is 2014.
Okay.
And that was
a while back.
Yep. And that was a long build because there were so many pieces to the entire presentation.
Yeah, because you see the truck here with the moon gate, Mr. Metcalf, and his bride. You see the bike that was decorated. Here is the car at CedarBridge on the front. CedarBridge Academy on the top of that, the Wildcats. This was interesting. This, like you said, it was many pieces.
How long did that take us?
Pardon?
How long did this one take us to do? Was it about like 2 weeks we had started working on that?
I think so. I think we learned and we had one of our students dress up as a bride. Shout out to Mr. Crockle right there. You know, you even have to just married on the back. So it was exciting. These are
out of curiosity. So what was the theme?
Oh boy. Was it Old Bermuda?
I think so. I think it was
something like that. Or Bermuda traditions or something like that. Like because I see the moon gate and I see the horse and carriage.
Yes.
Was it something like that? I can't remember that part.
Like that.
So good.
That was exciting. The many things that we've done at CedarBridge Academy, that's celebrating our heritage. We know that the theme is for the month, Michelle and Melanie. Oh, 2 AMs. Look at that, M&M. I have an M&M container here somewhere. So the theme for the month is We Are Bermudian. The theme for the parade this year is celebrating our Caribbean connections. So that would have been exciting to see how people could put that together. I don't know if we are going to see some virtual parades. We saw some earlier.
We are, that's the, we are, Minister Fogo was on and she talked about it. It's going to be on Bermuda Memes.
Oh, nice. Because you know, we all saw this one.
They're gonna do a somewhat like a virtual parade. And they're gonna have clips. And they're going to have clips of past parades.
Oh, okay, very nice. Because this is the first one I saw, and I was just too excited to see the skateboard, the kids coming across with the skateboard, and the moon, and everyone's looking. You know, because I would love to see where, you know, the virtual aspect
they have
taken to like next year. Somehow incorporate the ideas that came out of the virtual environment and infuse it into next year some sort of way, even if it's like on a giant podium screen where that's played out. So it's exciting.
Yeah, that was my favorite. I think that one that I just saw go across. I really, I've seen a few, but that one was really.
Did you see the clip of the family that they were showing what Bermuda Day would be like? They had the marathon in the beginning. They had the gumbays. They had, that was hilarious. And the child started crying and the mother was like, "You afraid of the gumbays?" That was absolutely hilarious. I thought that was quite creative.
Yes.
That was quite, and then they were doing the majorettes. I thought that was quite creative.
Now, was that part of a school project or something?
I think that looked like just a neighborhood or family one to me.
Right, that's right, exactly. I don't think it was a project of any. So I think they decided they were going to do something and post it as a family.
Okay. They did a good job. They did a good job.
They did.
Yes, it was fun. It was fun. So, lost my train of thought. It's the first time it's done on virtual setting.
Well, you were talking about the virtual parade.
Yes, talk about the virtual
how
parade.
you like to see it for next year.
Yes,
but there is a heavy social media presence because I know that on CITV, Gavin Smith and Tina, what's Tina's last name?
Evans King. Evan King.
Yes. She was, they usually are hosts during the on CITV during the parade, Awesome. And then they talk about the social media aspect as well.
And there's supposed to be coverage or something they're doing, especially there's different events on television, isn't it? On for tomorrow, like around some
and I was saying that Minister Fogo was talking about it. They're going to be, I believe it's Bermuda Memes or something. They're going to do something virtual. And also they're going to do clips from past Bermuda days.
From past Bermuda days, So it's going to be interesting to see that. You know, it's still and we know that the Bermuda Day Parade or the Bermuda Day holiday came out of the Pitt Report after the 1970s, where there was social unrest, and they interviewed the Pitt Report. Lord Pitt interviewed some Bermudians, and they said we need something that's going to bring us together. So it will be great to still see that, because the challenge, I guess I can say, is now we normally do it in a physical sense.
Yes.
And we need to still celebrate it even in the virtual sense, so that our young people will see the importance of celebrating Bermudians. In this instance, we are celebrating the connections of the Caribbean, our Caribbean connections. And that even brings to light, we've had conversations before about the June holiday, the Heroes holiday, where there are a lot of people talking about the carnival as nothing to do with Bermudian. What does that have to do with our heritage? So it is so good to see how we now have the parade theme of celebrating our Caribbean connections, because some people have to realize we didn't just plop here on Payne Lane West. We weren't just born on Old Maids Lane or, Hook and Ladder Lane. We weren't just born here on Point Finger Road.
And I think that a lot of what you're talking about, a lot of all islands pretty much are influenced by so many cultures globally, so it's not just that Carnival in a band belongs to this island or this island. They were brought to those islands, some of them from many different cultures, some European, some from Africa. So it's not really something that it's a global kind of experience. And I think it's everybody's interpretation of what a band is, a group, or like the Gumbays. We have, look how many islands have something similar, so it's really something that's maybe what would, like, on top of that trend of thought you had about the virtual, we actually have a chance to bring everybody closer. You know what I mean? You can, like, with Bermudians living in different places or different or people from the Caribbean that live in Bermuda, bringing their verbal input into what happens in their island, on their celebrations or something. So it's a chance to bring Bermudians that can't get to Bermuda a chance to put in their, they might want to celebrate Gumbays in their yard. You don't know, but they might want to and could live somewhere like Dominica, could bring in all sorts of things. So
it's going to be great to see the neighborhoods just kicking it in and celebrating. I could see just going up and down my street even. Like I may go first and come back, and then the next house may go out. So it can be some exciting things when neighborhoods come together. I heard this week where some neighborhoods came together and they had barbecues, and they allow people to come out and get food. They can go back to their house. They can eat social distancing, and it's the Bermuda spirit coming together and supporting the neighbors. Many people are having challenges, so it is so good to hear of the stories where Bermudians are coming together and supporting each other.
And I hope that Bermuda spirit comes out, because I just hope that there's always somebody that's a naysayer, and I just hope, it's Bermuda Day celebrations, at least let neighborhoods where people have their music, have their celebrations, and, not to down it all the time and put a kink in the whole thing, but it's the one day that you can actually enjoy yourself. And even those of you that get stuck in your house and don't want to put, just come out for one, bring a chair and just sit there, they'll find you.
But so it'll be fun, even if that was the norm for this time. Go out in your neighborhood at 2:00, everyone go and just, blast the music and enjoy being Bermudian, because that's something that the theme really, really made you think about. The theme, as I mentioned earlier, is we are Bermudian. And you look at it, it's like, okay, what does, initially it's like, okay, Bermuda heroes that I've seen before, and you can pick a hero. But when you look at We Are Bermudian, it is so open that you can come up with anything to say why you are proud to be Bermudian. You can even just highlight all the musicians, as we hear when we say proud to be Bermudian, we think of Johnny Woolridge and the awesome job he did on that song. You can think of musicians. So We Are Bermudian, you can think of so many ways to highlight that. And the only thing is disappointing is not being able to witness how schools and how organizations interpreted the theme this year.
I think that they should carry the theme over until next year.
I was thinking that too. I was just thinking that as well. I think it's a great theme, fantastic, and it would be nice.
Yeah. I could just imagine the colors and the different floats. I think it would be outstanding. So I think we should definitely lobby for them to do it next year.
Right, I would definitely do that. If there are any ministers that have the same last name as me listening, I would like for you to continue the theme for next year. Let's see if I can. Where's my phone?
I mean, they're going to carry over Carifta to next year, so you might as well carry over the theme for Bermuda Day.
There you go.
And look, carry over to next year, right?
Bless you.
Thank you. I coughed on camera. I'm gonna have to cut that out. But yes, Michelle.
I thought it was a sneeze. That was a cough.
That was a sneeze. That was a sneeze.
Oh wow. Okay,
I
I'm with
felt
you
it
on that.
coming, and I normally block my nose to stop it. But I said I can't do that on air. But I guess I had to sneeze on air. So which one, sneeze or block my nose? So I
I
went.
thought it was a cough too. It
You know,
sounded like it.
I tried to disguise it. It probably came out as a cough.
Mm-hmm.
I know we were doing, Michelle, the to say or not to say segment. I was looking at something just before I came on, and one of the words, I have two of the words I have trouble with. I have to think about brought and bought. And I think I was going to say brought that up before.
But let me show you. Let me tell you how you can figure it out. Because bring is BR.
Yes.
Then brought is BROU.
Oh,
got
okay.
it? Brought and bring, and bought is BO, and bought is BU. I just remember that the ones that have the two R's are linked.
Oh, I linked. Oh, that's a good thing. Oh, good thing. And when I go to the store, I can brought something. Or when
I brought it.
Right. When I left the store, I didn't brought it. I bought it.
No, right. Oh Lord, you got me all confused.
Right.
You bought it.
Right.
Yes, you bought it.
Bought it from the store, yes.
Store.
So that was
and then you brought it from the store too.
There you go.
You bought it from the store and brought it home.
Brought it from the store, yes.
Right. And so it's, just thinking about that and, just thinking, I was thinking about it earlier and I was saying, I missed the to say or not to say segment. So as I was looking
I'll bring it back next week.
Okay, awesome. That came to mind. I was going to say that brought it to my mind, but I don't want to mess up and say the wrong thing.
You brought it was brought to mind.
See, there you go. There you go.
You didn't buy it.
I didn't buy it. No, I did not.
You brought it.
No, I did not. I'm not sure if we have to say you are listening to Teacher Talk Live. I am. I was gonna say I am Michelle Laylor because I was thinking ahead of what I was gonna say. I am Dean Fogo alongside
Michelle Laylor,
and we have Melanie Burrows with us. Melanie has been with us before.
I feel like I've been here like quite a bit in the last year and a half.
You have for this year, especially.
Yeah.
I owe Mal food, so when it opens up, Mal, we must go to that restaurant up there in Southampton.
Yes.
The golf course. I had some food there January, and I just loved it.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be nice when it's lobsters back. That's September. That's a long time away.
Yeah.
I know while it's going so far, let's not rush it. Let's not rush it. These months have gone by. Definitely. So Melanie,
yes.
We talked earlier about having that online social connections. Some of the things that this article is suggesting. The virtual team building. They have 7 ways you can build social connections on a remote team, even from afar. Having those regular connections.
Right.
It's talking about ditch the boring icebreakers for dynamic ones.
Right. I love icebreakers.
What do you do for the week? What did you do for the weekend? So what are some of your icebreakers that you like to do? Some things you like to get. You too, Michelle.
Wow.
With the children.
Yes.
With the children, I learned this when I was in youth to youth, and they had this thing, this is a bing and this is a bong.
Mm-hmm.
So on one side, say on the left-hand side, you have this object, it could be anything, and you pass it to the left, and you say, this is a bing, right? And then they have to say to the previous person, this is a bing. Like a question, like, this is a bing?
Oh.
And the person goes, yes, this is a bing. So they pass it on to the next person, and they say to the next person, this is a bing. That person they pass it to asks the question, is this a bing? And they go, yes, that's a bing. So then that goes on the left-hand side. I mean, it could be whatever. And then on the right-hand side, you say, this is a bong.
Uh-huh.
So eventually, you know, it's going to meet somewhere in the middle.
Yes.
So it's absolutely hilarious to see when the both of these objects have passed over, and you know, this is a bing, this is a bing, this is a bong. It's absolutely hilarious, and people always start laughing for that one. So that's one of my favorites.
That
What
is
about you, Mel?
Gosh, are we talking virtually or are we talking in a regular classroom?
Oh, sorry, I
in a
totally
regular
forgot that
classroom,
you're
then
doing
we can go
virtual.
virtually. We can do regular classroom.
Well, in my classroom, I'm kind of have a little bit of Dean Fogo in me because I'm an outside of the box type person. So it could be, we've done physical scavenger hunts on the first day. I took shoes from everybody in my class, like one shoe, and then I just kind of put them all over the classroom. I sent them out, and then they had to come in and match up the shoes. But you know, of course, everybody's got the same shoe because this is Bermuda. You only go to Boyles or you go to Gibbons Company, and you end up with the same shoe. So it ends up being quite funny then, because it all ends up being in the middle. You know, you're fighting over people you don't know, and you're trying to identify shoes or all sorts of things. We do things about silent timelines where you have to put everybody. I know I did that with my year level maybe a few years ago when I had an S1, I think, for the first time in a while. And that was on the first day, and it was like 150 maybe. And we used the whole inner hallway of CedarBridge, and they had to go from January 1st to December 31st and put all of them in alphabetical birthday order. And you weren't allowed to talk. You couldn't use any sign language, but they had to figure it out. But it took them a while, but it was fun. And you know, just anything doesn't have to be something that's really expensive or you know, anything like that. But just anything could be making. I remember when we did one of the best I think Dean was there. Michelle, I don't know if you was there at CedarBridge, but I think one of the best team builders we ever did was, you know, at the beginning of the year, and people didn't know each other because sometimes months go by and you don't know who people are. But we went out on a school-wide scavenger hunt, the teachers, and we did things where you had to find your team based on the sound of an animal. So you had all these adults in this one cafeteria, and they're all making all sorts of remember sounds like sheep and frogs and all sorts of birds, and that took about people were laughing so much by the time that was finished. Then you had to spend the next 3 hours with them in a car, and you don't know if the person can drive properly or not. But we had an island-wide scavenger hunt. But I had so much fun on that one. That was really funny. And you know, so really, and on Zoom we do things like my deputy was really creative in our assembly. You know, just doing fun things to get them into it, like you know, have spin the wheel, like the big wheel when you're having raffle draws at a fair. And as people arrived in the chat to arrive to assembly, people, the first 100 maybe, got on the wheel, and then whoever it's an app, and so it automatically chooses people, and when you had to draw. So he had the assembly with me, and then he had us all come back for the actual spinning of the wheel on a day after school for about 4 minutes, and they got pizzas. So it was a random, and we just gave out personal pizzas to people that came up on the wheel because you got there early. So it's just fun, whatever you do. And Deputy Sousa really was on the money with that one. That was an awesome idea.
That was an awesome idea. I usually like the boring ones that are well, I should say, you think they are boring, but they are just like amazing. Like something simple as a puzzle piece and trying to find the other pieces to the puzzle. You know, that's, for me, those things like that, hands-on, are cute, and it's like, I would never have thought about that.
Yeah.
Or even like having one of the things I saw, I haven't done it yet, was taking a paper plate and passing that around. So my name will be on the top, and then people would write in there different things about Dean Fogo, you know, on a paper plate, and then it comes back around to you. So that's something like, because we're using just a paper plate and you're just writing on it. So I find like the things that you would think I would find exciting, I find more of the boring ones. I won't say boring, the ones that are low key, I find those more exciting than the ones that, take you crazy. Yes, I have a lot of fun. Yes, I had a lot of fun with that animal making noise, but I also do appreciate the ones where, you go and meet somebody and what is their favorite color. They write it in a box,
You
things like
remember the
that.
old one where you put the sticker on the back, and you have to guess what's on the back of somebody's poster or the paper that's stuck to it. And but what do you think about the virtual world now? How would you do one on, like, if schools, and let's just say schools have to meet for the first time virtually when you have a class? How would you do that as far as an icebreaker? And not in your
Oh,
normal,
wow.
you know what I mean? You got a class of 20. How would you get them? How would you virtually? That's something to think about.
I would have to think about that.
Right, because I
They would
haven't
have to
done
do
any.
something. They probably could do something like in the chat where, say, for example, somebody says types in a few words, like the beginning of a sentence, and then another one will type something after that, and then another one will type something after that. That could be something that could be done, and see what comes out of it, and then you'll have somebody read what has
Full
been
story,
typed.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All you can do is you can call out because I haven't done any virtual, and I'm just thinking I need to. You can call out a word, and what's the first thing that comes to your mind? You put it in the chat.
Yeah,
Or,
avoid it.
right? Even if it's like, okay, something, I'm just thinking about these. I didn't think of it before. Let's say if I said rough. So they have to go run in their house to go find something that that first came to their mind. I saw that done, but they were like, okay, you cannot bring anything live. You cannot bring anything.
Yeah.
So some parameters in place. So that's exciting. I did one where I asked, it wasn't an icebreaker, but I asked them to go and find 3 things that they wish that they were the creators of. And then
that's a good one.
to try to
That is a good one.
I know. Yeah, that sounds really good. You could do that with a scavenger hunt in your house. Like you said, just give them start calling off something. You could do that by subject even, or something. Just have a scavenger hunt, and they have to bring it back to the screen.
Yeah, we should play that here one day.
Yeah, we could.
It's like, what? They realize that they're
That
live.
would definitely be like the end of June.
Yes. Get a class on, and we could test our ideas.
That sounds like fun.
Most definitely.
What else did your article say?
It has been a great day. It is 6:29. Time is just flying when you come here on Teacher Talk. Mal, I know it flies on a normal basis, right?
Yep.
Interesting. So I'm looking the 28th.
Is that
yes, most definitely. Any closing comments?
Well, I'm just wishing everybody that's listening and have a great Bermuda day tomorrow. Enjoy it. Beautiful weather, I'm sure, and just relax. Teachers, don't open up your laptops at all. At least take one day that's just for relaxing, chilling out, put your feet up, take a walk, go, like the neighborhood or whatever, and just enjoy your day and enjoy a beautiful day.
I'm going to go running in the morning. I'm leaving at 7 a.m. from St. George's, and I will be at Bernard Park. Not sure how long after, but I'm doing that. The method that I wish to do is I will run like 15 seconds, maybe. I have to look to see what it looks best, get in the car and then drive somewhere else and run another 15 seconds. We'll put the movie together for my class. I want them to, I told them I'm going to do that and teach my class that way and infuse the lesson as I'm running. And, I'm going to go the wrong way on purpose. And someone's going to shout out and say, "Oh, Fogo, what are you doing?" I'm saying, I'm running the half marathon. They're like, "Well, Fogo, it started in Somerset. Why are you running from St. George?"
Because you're unique.
Right, there you go. So I am running I run every other year. It's not, I don't know why they run every other year the other way, So I'm going to be teaching my class that way.
Didn't they change that though? Didn't they start running at opposite ends?
Yes, yes.
It alternates now.
They went back to that, right?
So there was
Yeah.
it was St. George's last year at Somerset this year, out of Somerset this year.
Okay.
Yeah. What about you, Michelle?
I will thoroughly enjoy my day. I will do exactly what Mal said. My laptop will not be open tomorrow, and all things will be dealt with on Monday.
Yes, look at that. Look at that. So from here, from us on Teacher Talk, we want you to have a great Bermuda Day holiday tomorrow. Celebrate being Bermudian. Celebrate the Caribbean connections that we have. Look on CITV and the other programs that are having virtual celebrations. Continue the flame and continue to talk to the young people and share the stories of what makes us so Bermudian and what makes us proud to be Bermudian. You know, let's not leave it into a song, but make it a lifelong thing that we do and we share. That's right. Family, we are at the end of another program. We hope that something we have said or done here tonight will have you talking until we are back here again. But until then, have a good night and encourage our young people to listen
When a teacher talks.